Hello and welcome to 2024, and I am the PC Expert Amateur. I hope you're doing well this morning. I've got a black noise fan from Europe, from Germany, to look at. It's called the NB or Noise Blocker E-Loop Ultra Silent Bionic Loop Fan, and the designation is B12-3. This is the 1900 RPM version of this fan. There are a few others. And this is one of the stronger ones. It does come with two different choices for fan cord. It has a long one that's over 50 centimeters and a short one that's about 20 or so. And so you can choose. I mean, if you're using it right next to your on your CPU cooler, you might want to use this one. Or if it's close to the header, you can use this one. If, however, it's farther away, you get to use this one. Or you can even add them together to form a 70+ centimeter cable fan or cable. So that's great. I'll be using the longer one. It does also come with, of course, screws. However, it's not the standard mounting screws that this comes with for some reason. It comes with radiator screws. It also comes with hole gaskets to help, I don't know, I guess to deaden the vibrations more. Unfortunately, the bag that this was packed in, the bag of little goodies, is damaged, and so two of the nuts that are knurled nuts, so you don't have to use a tool, are missing, which is, I hope they fell somewhere in my apartment so that I can find them again. So yeah, this is a very good fan for either a case or an air cooler. I would not recommend it on a radiator, however, unless it's a really, really loose radiator. It does have a cushioning of the sleeve. This is a 3-pin, by the way, not a PWM, and it has cushions at the corner. It's a little bit different because if you look, you can see that the cushion actually runs all the way through. So I guess that means you can probably take it out and replace it with a different color if they offer that sort of thing. I haven't bothered to look because it's not important to me. And so these are often called noise blocker fans, and that isn't actually the brand. That's actually the product line. The brand is called Black Noise Technologies or Black Noise Deutschland. So yeah, just want to clarify that because everybody always calls it a noise blocker. Nobody mentions black noise. At least not that I'm aware of. So let's take a look at it. It's a very interesting fan. You may notice on the blades that at the end of the blades there are these kind of like teeth. I don't know how well you can see that. And also around the edge of the ring here, it's a ring for the fan blades. So the fan blades are stabilized by that. And then on the frame right around that are protuberances that are, and the purpose of both of those things, both the, it's kind of a serration, not really teeth on the blades, and then the little bumps sticking out all the way around the frame is to help direct the flow of the air so it goes out straight instead of making a cone. And I did check, and it seems to do a pretty good job of that, actually. It's one of several that I found that through one method or another, they're able to make a fairly straight column of air. Right. So it's I like the appearance of it. It's simple, but it looks nice. Let's find out about the noise, though. It's not too noisy. is a high-pitched whine to it. It's not harmonic resonance. I think it's either the motor or the bearings. The bearings use magnets, by the way. This is a proprietary bearing type, sorry about that, of Black Noise. Which is called the Nano SLI2 bearing. Trying to get it down to the minimum here. Ooh, it's going pretty low. Right there. And even at this temperature, or at this speed, I still hear that noise. I'm going to assume it's the bearing, but it's hard to say. We'll just slowly turn it up. And that noise is getting faster and a bit higher in pitch, which leads me to definitely believe it's the bearing. And I think some people will be really annoyed by that. Okay, that's maximum. Not too bad. Except for that noise. And let's go ahead and compare it with the Noctua NFA 12x25. It has a lower pitch than the Noctua. Although at the low end of the RPMs for the Noctua, it's around the same as the top end for the noise blocker. Okay, let's turn off the noise blocker. And the Noctua. I was hoping that this bearing would be a lot less frictional than it is. I don't know if frictional is a word, but it didn't seem to go much longer than the average bearing, which is maybe is this specific bearing because that noise it was making is an indication that the bearing is not good. Maybe because it's been sitting around for such a long time. I'm not really sure, but it's disappointing to me. So, not terribly loud, and I think the Noctua definitely is louder than it is. But for something that goes at 1900 RPMs, you'd think it would be louder. But hey, at least you get to be annoyed by the high-pitched noise from it. So if you can please help me out, just like and subscribe, share my videos, let people know about my channel so that I can help to, you can help me, I should say, to build this channel up into something better, and so I can keep on helping customers because I can't continue to spend all my money on this. I've already spent way too much money, and I'm going to have to cut myself off, except for the bare necessities, like I just ordered some fans I don't have yet, and some Alpha Cool and Barrow, or no, not Barrow, Bixby, I believe it was, and I also got, because the other two Barrow fans that I have require a special hub, I've ordered that hub. I got one of the smaller one. There's a small one that does 7 fans. There's a large one that does 16 fans. I don't know who would have 16 Barrow fans, but okay. It's a bit extreme. Let's go ahead and take a look at the data. Okay, so the Black Noise noise blocker B12-3 NBE loop. That's not too bad compared to some of these other ones. It is a black frame and white blades. I got it for $11 minus a discount. And it's got certifications from CE, ROHS, WEEE, and TUV. Although TUV you won't see on the box if you've got an older one like me. I saw it on the website. And it's I didn't talk too much about what's special about this fan, but aside from the interesting modifications to help the air flow in more straightly, it's got a bionic chassis. That's what they just love this bionic word for some reason. It uses Macrolon for, I think, the frame, and it also has the NB EKA P2 drive and the Nano SLI2 bearing and the NB cable management, whatever that means. It's a bionic loop fan. And the bionic rotor was patented by Dr. Rudolf Banach. I hope I said that right. This is 120 by 25 and 140,000 hours versus the 150 plus of the Noctua. They both have 6-year warranties. So this is kind of a competitive one. And since they both come from the same basic area, it's really interesting to see. It's 140 grams, although they claim 123. But I did weigh it with the longer of the two cables. So that may have been the reason why. It has 6 blades. Yeah, I think when you use a ring on the outer edge of the blades to stabilize them, you can use an even number of blades without worrying about the fan falling apart. It has 105 millimeters between the mounting holes. Maximum RPMs is 1900. 71.3 cubic feet per minute of airflow. And that's 121.2 cubic meters per hour for those of you who do metric. And the static pressure maxes out at 1.997 millimeters of water. 26.5 decibels is the maximum. And the basic cable, the little pigtail sticking out of the fan, is like 2.5 centimeters long. It does not have daisy chaining. It does have sleeves on both of the extension cables. So I decided that would be a yes, even though, because there's no way you can really put a sleeve on the pigtail sticking out of the fan. And it's a 3-pin DC connector. And the NB Nano SLI2 bearing, as I said before. 12 volts with a starting voltage of 3.4, 2.05 watts. And, just remember that the Noctua has a sleeve cable as well and uses a PWM connector and SSO2 bearing, which is amazing bearing. And it has a higher starting voltage of 5 versus the 3.4 of this NBE loop. And the wattage is lower at 1.2 versus the 2.05. And then the amperage is also lower at 0.1 versus 0.17 for the NBE loop. And it does have indicators for flow and rotation. It rotates in a clockwise direction. It's got 4 screws. It's got 4 rad screws with gaskets and knurled nuts, although 2 of the knurled nuts fell out because somehow the little plastic bag holding them all together was slashed. So when I say gaskets, they're like these little nipple-shaped things that you put into the holes and run the screws through them. There are no, sorry, I don't know why I made that a yes. That's a no. There are no regular screws, I apologize. Just the radiator screws. And it also has corner cushions and the 2 extension cables at 22.5 and 52.5 respectively, so you can add those together if you want to have an extra long 75 centimeter cable, which is kind of cool. I think it's a very sensible thing to have that in there. And that's it.
Oops.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.